I actually think that this is always the weirdest thing on YouTube is people that have like their kids in the videos all the time. I just feel like doing that, it's such a recipe for problems, you know?
Kids sleeping on the floor, pets held in tiny cages, and this entire bathroom for a family of 5. Add some teenagers who can't fit, children calling their beds coffins, and you're still just scratching the surface of the worst van life TikTokers. Take for example,
I bet there's plenty of people that do this and they have like, I remember my mom said that they lived in a trailer for a while when they were like going around in like the fucking 60s or 50s or something like this. And they had the same situation. They weren't doing this for TikTok then, right? So I don't know if this is really a TikTok problem. I think this is just a problem with people that have this lifestyle.
Red, White, and Bethune. They gained 11.4 million views by showing how terribly unspacious their kids' beds were. This should be illegal. Those kids are gonna suffer in that space, man. To make matters worse, the beds had rock climbing holds instead of a ladder, which their daughter almost fell from whilst trying to show they were easy to use.
So Molly's gonna demonstrate getting in the bunk and show you just how easy it is.
How will they get down in the middle of the night?
Bro, so they gotta play Fall Guys to go to bed? That's crazy. Who the fuck does that? Why?
When it's dark and they want to use the restroom urgently. What if they fall and hit their head? These so-called bunk beds were actually just shelves, yet the family still defended them as being spacious. At the same time, get this, the parents have a king-size bed.
The reason why we put a king-size bed in our bus is because it's our lounging area.
As well as a massive desk for editing TikToks, forcing the kids to do their schoolwork on a tiny kitchen table. If they don't help out with the van, the kids are punished publicly.
Last night, Molly chose not to do her chores, and if our kids don't do their chores, they have consequences.
Which the parents still defended even after heavy criticism.
Yes, our kids have consequences. Yes, if they don't do the chores, they're gonna have to pay.
And to the trolls, keep on talking shit, and I'm gonna keep on posting. See you guys on your For You page.
But wait, it's still...
This is so weird, bro. Because, like, at the beginning, I was kind of, like, on their side, where it was, like, maybe they're just down bad for money and they're doing the best they can. But, like, recording the kids, like, this is just, like, what the fuck? Who does this? Like, there's a big part of me where it's, like, I feel like the... And the thing is, if you think about traditional entertainment, how many people had, like, bad experiences as, like, child actors? Like, you know, in Nickelodeon, for example, there was, like, that weird guy. And so, and probably other ones that we don't know about with other studios, etc. And so it's like, at least in situations like that, people have at least some degree of like help. But if this is your family, man, like this sucks. This is weird, man. Amanda Bynes' story hits different now. Yeah, exactly. It's just bad. It's not my problem. Yeah, I get it, right? It's just like, yeah, to me, it sucks, yeah.
Gets worse. Everything we've shown so far is in this bus here, yet they also have a van to take on holidays, which has even less space than the bus.
Come take a peek inside and see what we've done.
The van doesn't have a bed for everyone, meaning one of the kids sleeps on this leather chair. Maybe there'd be a bit more space if they didn't own 4 massive dogs, which are shoved in a tiny cage below the bed, yet they still have more space than the toilet.
Bro, this is like the place. This is like where they put El Chapo. What the bro, this is some fucking maximum security prison shit. This is insane.
Covered by nothing but a thin fabric sheet and sits right in the middle of where
that's where they found
lives.
Saddam Hussein.
They call the vehicle their vancation home, meaning when the kids get tired of living in the first van, they're blessed with a trip in an even smaller one. Family of Nomads doesn't have this problem. In fact, they first went viral.
Jesus, man, that's crazy. I think that this is probably an issue with any lifestyle content. Like, so for example, I bet it's like any sort of lifestyle where it's like the parents are really into living a certain way. I bet probably all of those have situations where there's like friction between them and the kids because the kids don't want to choose that lifestyle. I bet like whether it's like travel, sports, cooking, anything like that, I bet it's always like this with every single one of them. Like off-grid, yeah.
for how much space they had, leading to comments such as, "I don't understand why y'all don't just buy an apartment. It's way cheaper than this." People came to their defense stating, "There is literally no reason to be mad at this, except for maybe how their kids were living." They'd show their room in this TikTok, with the most notable part being that their eldest Addison was a 15-year-old teenager. You should ask your daughter how she feels that she has no privacy. At an age like hers, I'm sure she wants her privacy. Addison hates you. Just because this RV is nice and there's room for their clothes, it's no way to live.
Now, I'm going to be real. I think that these girls are right. I do. I think that they are right. I bet Addison fucking hates it. Yeah, straight up. Like, if I had to live like that, I'd be out of my fucking mind. Now, it's not my position, right? Like, I'm not the kind of person that's going to be a commenter and like, "Oh, you need to do this with your kids." You do whatever the fuck you want. It's not my problem. But, like, if you want to ask my opinion, then, it's probably true. Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure the teenager would love to have privacy.
Of course.
Get her a curtain or something. Well, the family did exactly this.
We did install these curtains over each of their bunks so they have a little bit of privacy.
But it was still just one of many other problems. The kids were in a homeschool program, yet it's...
I have another opinion about this, is that I think a lot of the people that try to put their kids into like lifestyles like this are probably fucking weird. Like, there's probably something wrong with them. And it's not like this person is normal except for like this one little thing. So like, you're going to see a lot of these like kind of weird quirks, you could say, because of that issue. It's definitely a parent's job to realize and organize that she has her time. Even in prison, we understood that. Yeah, but the thing is, the parents don't understand that. And like, there's a lot of parents who are probably like, "Well, why do you need privacy? We're your family, etc." Like, I remember I had there's a girlfriend I had, and she said that she didn't want me to have any alone time. And I remember, like, I broke up with her, and, like, that was one of the reasons why. Actually, she broke up with me, but, like, I didn't even, like, I was not even trying to have a conversation about this. I was just like, and that's toxic, right? It is toxic, but, like, and it was driving me crazy. People talk like that. And so I think that people just don't understand it, right? Alone time? Yeah, exactly. I would say, like, most people that probably post their kids all over social media, there's, like, probably issues.
Seemed most of their education was just walking through national parks where the parents thought they'd learn about life.
Our lives are one gigantic field trip, and so a lot of what the kids do is by learning from experience. So, for example...
Yeah, there's no way that they're vaccinated. There's no way those kids are vaccinated. I feel like this is a 0% chance. Yeah, bro, like, whooping cough would take out that whole van. Easily. Tuberculosis, done.
Today we went to a national park
Polio,
and we completed the Junior Ranger program.
Nobody gonna be able to drive.
It's incredibly educational. They're learning history from visiting different places around the country, and days that we are not going out exploring, they do a traditional homeschool curriculum, and then the days that we're exploring, we still count those as school as well.
So they just learn US history? Lol, when they go to college, they'll be in for a shock. Oof, that's scary. There's a reason schools aren't one giant field trip, and this is a very good point. Schools are for more than simply learning subjects. They help build social circles and prepare kids for a disciplined way of life. But
I know a lot of people have negative viewpoints on schools, but if I had a kid, I would send him to a public school, or her to a public school, a normal public school, because you would need to learn how to interact. These are the people you're going to deal with in your life. And if you can't get along with people that aren't like you, it will ruin your life. That's it. No private school. Like, oh, she's going to get a better education. It doesn't matter how smart you are if you don't know how to talk to somebody.
both of which are neglected when strolling around the country. But the kids did have other challenges, like cleaning out the rat cage that stunk out the van.
We live in a camper and our 3 kids have 3 pet rats.
Why would you have a pet rat? That's disgusting.
Absolutely lying to you if I said that it does not smell bad.
It's disgusting.
Usually
Why would you have that?
it's the kids' job to clean the rat cage, but about once every month or two, my husband and I will clean it. and it just gets really gross.
As well as collecting firewood, as seen in Addison's day in the life. Yet people were still convinced she's gonna run away at 16, yet the mother went on to state, "I honestly don't know a single unhappy RV kid." She'd even post the following—
Yeah, a lot of parents think that because the kids don't want to tell the parents that kind of stuff, but like, a lot of times whenever my parents would put something on me that I didn't want to do, I would fucking hate it. Like, I would hate it so much, but like, I would just have to deal with it. I would just deal with it. And that's just the way it is.
TikTok to try and convince the audience.
A lot of people ask us if the kids actually enjoy traveling full time and living in the camper, and I will have to say that while we were at the RV show in Tampa this week, Grace and Addison both went around and looked at campers because their plan is when they move out, they want to live in a camper together and travel the country.
Until another video told a different story.
Addison has struggled with their mental health for many years. Addison is currently back in treatment and won't be in her content during this time. To protect Addison during this time,
It's like there's a big part of me that thinks that maybe you shouldn't have kid content on YouTube. I just think that there's too many risks. There's too many risks and too much opportunity for abuse. And it's really hard for me to say like whether this is actually something that should happen or not. Because it's like people can express themselves in a certain way. But one thing I would say is that I think that with a lot of these family channels, the way that they behave really makes me uncomfortable. And I think that doing it online enables a type of behavior that I think is detrimental to the kids. And so maybe I wouldn't say it should be against the law, but I wish nobody would do this. It's like it's not normal. No, it's not. It's not normal to live in a van and drive around the world. Like, it's fucking weird. Like, what are you talking about? Exploitive, performative, gross. Yeah, it's just like, I'm not about it. What's this moth? To get the fuck out of here, bitch. Get out of here, bitch. Fuck you. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I think. Is that it's just, I bet a lot of the parent, because like if you spend this much time around somebody, like, it'll really fuck with your head. But we also don't know what's wrong with this girl, right? Same here, especially on other platforms. That some parents practically groom their kids to be on OnlyFans. That's a bridge too far for me to say that. But I think that some of the parents probably do take it too far with like how open they are. It's probably worse for the child than anything else. Yeah.
we would like to ask for privacy on this matter.
Perhaps the daughter was unhappy for a totally different reason, yet there was still more evidence that she despised the van.
For Addison's 15th birthday, the only thing they wanted was to go to a hotel.
The video has since been deleted, although after arriving at their hotel, twice Addison mentions liking doors in the video, a hint at them having less privacy in the camper. With conflicting messages about Addison's happiness, people commented, "I can't wait for this gen of van kids to grow up and share their thoughts with the world," although this had happened much—
Yeah, this always just happens. Like, it's parents with like these weird lifestyles that try to force them on their kids. That's really what it is, whether it's being in a van, being super religious. Let's see, what are some other weird lifestyles? Like having a bunch of like weird animals. Like, let's see. Vegans, vegan parents, political parents, super political parents, off-grid, like every single one of these I think is all the same. I think they're all the same. Trans kids, I don't know if that's really, that is like, I mean, the parents are trans and they make the kid trans. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's probably grooming or some shit, right? But like, if it's not, I would be surprised. But I think that for the other cases, it's like a lifestyle for this fucking moth, bro. I'm so sick of this bitch. Get the fuck out of here. I think it's a situation where it's like any of these lifestyles, most of the time, if the parents are pushing them on the kid, it means that the parent doesn't really care about the kid. They care about the kid in like a way that like, I want this kid to live the life that I lived, right? Because this is a big problem that I think a lot of people that are parents have, is that they don't view the kid as a separate person. They view it as them. So they try to do what they would want for the kid. And so like whenever I was a little kid, my mom and dad would do this, but like they quickly learned that what they liked, I didn't like, and they respected that a lot. And so it was like, you know, my dad would be like, well, this is something I like doing. You don't like doing it. So you're going to do what you're going to do. Right. And like, that's what happens. And I think that also if you have a kid and you try to push the kid into doing the thing that you want them to do, they're just going to hate you for it. They're going to hate you for it. And I think they should, because you didn't treat them like a person. You didn't treat them like, because even if you're 11 years old, you know what you like. You know what you don't like. And if you keep getting pushed 15 years old, like you know what you enjoy. So if somebody keeps trying to push you into that situation, keep trying to take you out of what you're comfortable with, keep trying to make you live a life you don't want to live, oh my God. Of course they're going to hate you for it.
Sooner than expected. On the r/off-my-chest subreddit, an anonymous account made the following post. I'm a teen in a full-time RV living vlogging family, and I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate being homeschooled. I hate not being able to maintain a social life. I hate having so little privacy. I hate having to pretend to be happy with this. We travel full-time. I know, it sounds like a dream.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like it's a fucking nightmare. Yeah.
So too, but it's an effing nightmare. I just want a private, normal life, but no. They had to ruin it with their crunchy way of parenting. It's all fake, by the way. Not what I meant when I said I wanted to take up acting.
See, I don't think my parents care about my happiness. As long as I look the part and smile for the camera, they couldn't give less of a fuck how I feel. They guilt trip. Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? It's the guilt tripping, right? It's the emotional manipulation. Nah, parents that do this are just bad parents. Like, that's it. That's what it is. Like, it's just that simple. To be fair, this anonymous message could just be an impersonation to make the point. Yeah, I think you're right about that, too. But it's also, like, how many of you guys were in a situation like this with your parents that they were trying to push you to do something that you didn't want to do? And the more that, then if you said, like, I don't like this, then, like, you have some sort of, like, guilt trip for it, or, like, maybe with a girlfriend or something like that. Everything, like, a lot of you guys have had this thing happen, right? And so, like, is it really that unheard of that this thing that we can all relate to isn't happening? Like, come on. I'm not defending the parents, but it's normal for kids to hate their house at some point. I don't know. Like, I mean, I remember growing up, like, you know, it was, you know, we were happy with this house. Everybody was happy here. You know, Zach's grandma's house, everything was fine. That's the family home. And everything, there were no problems. So no, I don't think that's normal. Yeah.
I'm frustrated all the time, I'm tired all the time, I'm bored all the time. Please stop supporting these channels. Stop buying into it. It's ruined my life and I can't say anything about it.
The channel didn't ruin your life, the parents did. It's the parents that don't give a fuck about you and just do it for attention and their own self-indulgence. They ruined your life. The channel didn't do it.
Since the
They'd have
poster
ruined your life without the
clarified,
channel.
I'm between 15 and 17 years old, and they were the oldest of 3 siblings, hinting it was Addison from Family of Nomads. Exactly who the poster was has never been confirmed, yet only a couple of months later, the family announced they were instead buying a house. Family of Nomads recently quit van life. Their kids seemed the happiest they'd ever been, while the parents were in tears as the RV was stored away. The eldest daughter has since vanished from the videos, with an unrelated comment summarizing—
Is that who cries like that? Like, you a grown-ass woman. Like, what are you doing crying like that? Like, if you didn't want to have to get rid of that, you shouldn't have had kids. You shouldn't have some weird fucking lifestyle and then cry that your kids don't like it. Like, how selfish. It's insane.
What van life like for kids. RV kid here. Let me tell you, RV is hell for children.
Yeah.
I've been living in a camper with
my mom was in an RV. They lived in an RV whenever like they were like real young. And like, so just a bit of lore. Like, my grandfather was a cartographer because he was like a pilot. And so they would fly around and do cartography, right? And so and also like his mom, you know, or like not his mom, sorry, like her mom, like my grandma, helped him do it. And so they would drive around in an RV, and my mom fucking hated it too. Yeah, and that's even like in the 1950s. 70
three
years
brothers
ago.
and parents, and these past 2 years have been an absolute detriment to my mental health. Yes, it's an amazing opportunity I've been given to have seen all the places that I have, but I cannot recall a single positive experience anywhere I've been.
Yeah, of course.
I receive little to no education, and I'm scared I won't be able to pass my GED. I'll probably be repeating high school once I turn 18. The Happy Caravan, however, clearly ignored this warning.
Family of 13? You got 13 kids? What's that, a clown car? You know, like you got a little Honda Civic and 18 clowns pop out the car and it's like, how'd they get in there? But this is what they do for their life?
Life as a family
That's in a
of
carnival.
12 and were mostly liked by the audience until revealing they lived in a tiny apartment. Is that legal? Having so many in a 2-bedroom? Why would you make the choice to have a family of 12 but not be able to provide them sufficient room/space, although their holiday setup was somehow even worse? They'd fit the entire family into one single Airstream, gaining 12 million views by showing how they slept. The 3 daughters were on a table converted to a bed, while another 2 slept below their brother, who was sleeping in a bunk. A different brother slept on the couch, the baby in its cot, and of course
See, like, how many of you guys did this? Like, let's say you're doing a road trip, you go out camping with the boys, and like you're 19, and like you do this for a weekend. I did this. Fuck, we have 5 people sleeping on my bed too. And I tell you another thing, is that day after they left, I would be like, thank God, bro. Oh my God, that shit was so annoying. Like, cause it's so, you can never sleep, man. Like, people waking you up, they're kicking you all the time. It's so bad. Cramps all over. Yeah, you can't really roll over because then you hit somebody. It's bad. Like, cause I've been in situations like this myself.
Parents had their own massive bed. So what about the last 2 kids? Well, they got to sleep directly on the hardwood, described as not perfect but more comfy than a tent. You have 2 kids sleeping on the floor just for vacation and we mix it up. In our YouTube video, Dad is on the floor, which by doing some digging was seemingly true. Hilariously, after being criticized, the parents magically found Enoch a blow-up mat in
Enoch, bro, they're religious freaks. That's what it is. They're religion freaks. That's what you see that now. It's a religion. Yeah, I see. See, I tell y'all, whenever you find one brand of crazy, it's always going to be 3 or 5. Yeah, very biblical. Exactly. And good old, now, see, you see a name like this, if you meet a dude with a name Enoch, you just say sorry. Just say, I'm sorry that you had to deal with that growing up. Man.
the closet, but for the most part the family isn't all that bad, especially compared to wild family life. They've been called the most hated van life family on TikTok, mainly for their bizarre family dynamic. The pages
what did it say? Our patchwork travel family, we made it together in this TikTok? Okay.
The page is run by mother Nadine, who lives in a van with her 3 kids, along with both her ex-husband and her new boyfriend, who she
oh my god.
refers to as a homeless junkie she met on the streets. According to her TikToks, they're not polygamous but live together in harmony, being able to do so because they have the biggest front yard. The criticism, however, always extends to the kids. They call their education program homeschooling, world school.
I wonder how much you think you ask that kid, that like teenage girl, what 5 times 5 is. Yeah, it's gonna be 27. Yeah, it's gonna be 55, yeah.
Travel schooling, adding they help whenever necessary, but they don't follow any official program.
Technically, I don't follow any curriculum, but we have this app my kids learning with. They set their times each day. They do that by themselves. There's nothing I have to do.
That's convenient.
If needed explains everything. Doomed to fail. they'd respond to the hate with the world's most hippie message.
The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion.
Adding their kids are extremely...
Let them go to school and let them have a normal childhood. You'll destroy their lives. Well, here's the thing. I mean, like, the parents are going to do what they're going to do, right? And this is the thing. I mean, it's your kid. But, I mean, she only think about her? Of course she only thinks about herself, bro. She's getting double teamed by 2 dudes in a van with her kids in it. Yeah. What do you mean? Of course, that's all she does. Yeah, she a freak. That poor kid. Yeah, what the fuck?
Satisfied with the life that they're living.
People think, oh, poor children, poor children. But trust me, my children, they wake up with a smile in their face. They go to bed with a smile in their face.
Yet it's perfect to finish with this comment here. When I was a child, I would have been very happy to eat nothing but candy and potato chips all day. But my mother did not let me because she knew better. It's a parent's job to do what's best for their children, not just what makes them happy.
I don't even believe that they're happy. That's the funny thing about it. I don't even think that they're happy about this. I think that they have to act like they're happy because their parents are psychotic religious people that will hate them if they complain. That's the reason why I think it happens. Yeah, fake smile, everything like that. I feel like there's incest in the family. That's too much, bro. Like, stop, bro. Happy is a bullshit thing. I'm just saying, like, they're not content. They don't have friends. Like, if you have people like this that are parents, like, I've never known somebody who had parents that tried to force them into a weird lifestyle that didn't grow up to resent their family. Like, I would give some examples, but I don't want to get it. I don't want to have it, put people's information out there. Because, I'm sure some of them probably see the stream or whatever. But I'll tell you one thing is that nowadays that after that happened, every person that I know that's in that situation doesn't even live in the same state as their parents. Not even the same state, bro. Like, yeah, because nobody wants to have anything to do with it. Right, so she has 2 guys. I don't know what the fuck this. Like, I mean, I don't know. She wants. It's not my problem, right? Yeah, I don't know. My friends would never come to my house, and now I live on the other side of the country. Yeah. I mean, 13 people taking shits in the same van. Yeah. Your parents didn't teach you to take a bath regularly? They tried. I just didn't do it. Yeah, that's it. I feel like these idiots want to emulate Captain Falcon, but the father was a PhD in that story, and they realized they needed the stability of a home. Well, I don't think that these parents want to do anything. I think that they just want to do what makes them feel good. That's what it's all about for them. They want to do what makes them feel good, and they enjoy doing, and that's the life that they want to live. They're thinking about themselves, what makes them feel good, their lifestyle, and making sure that their kids are able to appreciate their lifestyle. That's the real reason. And again, it's the same thing. I mean, I do have a viewpoint where it's I do think that content for family content on YouTube is a net negative. I'm not saying it should get banned, but I can have that opinion, right? I do think it's a net negative because it just creates too many incentives that are unhealthy and immoral. Selfish parents will eat their children's potential. They sure will, man. That's because people don't view their kids as a real person. They view the kid as again, it's a smaller version of themselves. It's not you, bro. It's somebody that's kind of like you, maybe, right? But it's not you. It's an accessory. Yeah, exactly.